What's up, guys? Super excited. I probably do that on every single video, clear my throat like that. Welcome, my name is Steph. I have bipolar disorder type 1 with psychotic features and mixed episodes. I was diagnosed really late in life, so spent the majority of my life not taking medication and almost died multiple times because of that. So now I take medication. I have a completely different life. I am happy, not all the time because medication doesn't fix everything, but I have not had a psychotic episode. I haven't had a full-blown psychotic episode since I started taking medication. When Freddie died and I went through that trauma, if you watch, I spent 3 nights not sleeping, got hypomanic, didn't know I was hypomanic because anosognosia is the first symptom. And then I started experiencing psychosis in the hospital, and I haven't even told my husband some of the whacked out delusions I was having. But one of the things that I often have delusions about, and I think everything stems, like all the delusions stem from some emotional trauma. That's what I've realized for me personally. But what was I saying? Personal trauma. I don't even know what the hell I was just talking about. I blanked. Oh, okay. Hospital, the whacked out delusions I was having. One of the common delusions that I have, there's 2 that kind of coincide. One is I work for the CIA. When I went to the hospital the first time, it wasn't actually a hospital, it was a training camp. I'm undercover for the CIA, and I don't even have to speak to other people about it. They just kind of monitor everything I do and take the information because I know, because I work for the CIA, I know what to say loudly when we pass certain people because I know something bad about them. So yeah, that delusion. And the problem with this delusion, and somebody else was talking about this on another channel that I've been doing research for a different video, how if there's an inkling of truth, just like if it could be true, like if it's a possibility that it could be true, obviously, like if I have a delusion that someone's reading my thoughts, like that's not possible. But that could possibly have happened because it's like nobody would know, right? So on that note, sometimes I think that maybe my medication are placebos, which somebody else had the exact same delusion. I've only thought this a couple of times. It hasn't been something that's ingrained in me, like the person that said it was, it's like in them. My delusion that's like in my body that I can feel is that I work for the CIA. Also, when I'm delusional, everyone looks like someone famous. And that's what I was going to say earlier. All of our delusions were rooted in trauma. I think because when I'm manic, I'm so lonely. Nobody wants to be around me. My family dumps me. Nobody wants to be around me. And when they are around me, they tell me you're sick. And I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I don't have mania. There's nothing wrong with me. Anosognosia, right? So, yeah. Lost my thought again. I do this a lot, and I don't think it has anything to do with my medication or bipolar disorder. And I don't think I have ADD, but I've never been diagnosed with it anyway. I used to work with this friend of mine. We haven't talked in a long time, but we worked together. And one day she starts laughing at me with this other coworker, and I'm like, "What are you laughing at?" And she's like, "Stephanie, you just came up to us and like 10 minutes ago we were having this conversation and then you walked away and now you're having that conversation again or like finishing the conversation." So yeah, that's something, I don't know. So anyway, those are my delusions. That's my reoccurring delusion. One time, there are certain things that happen. Like one time, like I think that birds are actually robots by the government. Only some of them are real. And the ones that are robots, you can tell because they don't want anything to do with the other birds, crows specifically. yeah, it's crazy the places that your mind goes. Somebody told me today that they decided to stop taking their meds. So that's why I wanted to do this video, is because medication has changed my life. It's made it so much better. I literally systematically destroyed my life 4 times. I hurt so many people, and all of that could have been avoided had I found the right medication. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know sometimes it takes a long time and you have to take like multiple meds. I know that, but like, it's your life or death. It's your life. You only get one. And there's a reason why we die 8 to 12 years before somebody who does not have a severe mental illness like us. So, kitty, I'm getting emotional. So yeah, that's my point. If you're out there and you know who you are, if you're watching this, please reconsider. It really is like, I could tell you like the worst experience of my entire life. The first time I was on meds and misdiagnosed with schizophrenia, I felt like I was not even in my own body. It was crazy, but they weren't the right meds for me. And also, they weren't the right meds for me. On top of that, this is really traumatic. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days because I have been thinking about doing a video on it. But it was about something that happened after the hospital. I was hospitalized from the four medications that I was put on, misdiagnosed with schizophrenia, put on 4 different medications. 2 of them were not supposed to be mixed. And also one of them had very bad side effects. And it was a newer drug at the time. I had a severe reaction called Stevens-Johnson syndrome. It was inside and outside of my body. These are huge blisters. You can Google images of it. I used to have the images of myself, and it's sad too. Because my mom took pictures, and it was one of the last times she fought for me. She was going to sue the hospital because I got so sick, because I almost died. Like, I had blisters inside and out my body. The medicine, like, my body was reacting and trying to get the poison out. Even after that, I take medication. Even after that, because I have been sexually assaulted, punched in the face, thrown to the ground. I have been lost. I have been walking around in dirty clothes, barefoot. I've been hanging out with homeless people. I have had unprotected sex with random strangers and been unfaithful to my husband, who I would never, ever do that in a million years in my right mind. So yeah, take your meds. If you don't do it for me, do it for Shannon. She says, I love you unconditionally. If you don't take your meds, we're going to be mad. Okay, bye.